Hello guys, today we are in beautiful Geneva for another episode of Les Montres avec. Today we had the special honor to have the one and only Stan Ponti. He used to work for HQ Milton in San Francisco before working for his family business. We're lucky enough that Stan showed us some amazing pieces from his family collection. He shared as well his passion that he has with his father for motorcycles. I hope you enjoy. Thank you, Stan, first of all, that you're showing us your private family collection.
Thank you for having me.
So, to the first watch, the Technicum watch. Tell me a little bit about this beauty.
It's a very special watch. So my father bought it, I think, maybe 10 years ago from the first owner who made that watch. Because at the end of his studies, he was studying at L'Ecole d'Horlogerie in Geneva. So Patek gave them a few cases and the parts of the movement, and so the final step of his studies was to produce that watch. So it's basically a Calatrava case in steel. The dial is really close to what would be a Calatrava dial, and the movement is also a Patek movement.
Wow.
So that gives the watch a proper Patek look.
So now to the next piece, the Daytona from Rolex.
So this one is a very special watch to me because it's my watch. I received it for my 18th birthday. My father bought me this watch, I think maybe 15 years ago, and he kept it in a safe. He bought it in new old stock condition, so it has all the factory stickers and everything. And then, so personally, I didn't really like the shiny finish on the oyster bracelet. Okay. So I found a Jubilee bracelet that works with the watch. And yeah, I just wear it on a Jubilee bracelet. I think it gives it a vintage look on it.
True.
So it's the perfect watch between the modern and the vintage because it still has that sharp bevels, the polished lugs, and yeah, I just love to wear it. It's an interesting watch because it has the El Primero movement.
True.
So this watch
from Zenith.
From Zenith, right? This watch has been introduced in 1988, and they stopped the production in 2000, 2001. This one is from 98. So
let's talk about the older brother of the first Daytona.
This is a reference 6265, so it's a manual winding Daytona with the screw-down pushers. It's my father's watch. It's the first watch he bought with his first salary. There's a funny story behind that watch because he always wanted that watch because he had a friend who had an older brother who used to drive them like in the city, and every time he drove his car, he took out the watch from his wrist and put it on the gear lever and was driving in the streets of Geneva with the watch on the gear lever. And my father was impressed by this older guy, and he always wanted like a 6265 or 6263. And so when he was, I think, maybe 24 years old, he went to Rolex with his first salary. He was like super excited to finally buy his dream watch. It was in '88, and it arrived at Chrono Time, so the Rolex boutique here. And he told the seller, so I am ready, I want to buy my C265. And the seller told him, out of production, because we have a new model coming with the automatic movement. So
which is this one?
basically this watch.
Yeah.
And he was trying to sell the watch to my father. It will be an heat-proof movement, it's now automatic, it's El Primero is the best movement in the world. And my father was super disappointed because he wanted this one with the old style case and the manual one-ink movement. So he had to go on the second-hand market, and he found that particular watch, which he bought for 2,500 Swiss francs, I think.
Which is a joke.
Yeah. Today. And yeah, it's complete. It has very special papers because it's Rolex SR papers, so it was an employee watch.
Which is kind of rare, because, well, in Geneva, not so much.
So in Geneva, not so much, because as you know, it's
the city of Rolex.
It's the city of Rolex, so you find a lot of employee watch. But yeah, worldwide, it's a rare paper. So he bought that watch in '88, and he kept it up to now. It's also unpolished. It has never been serviced.
Okay.
So it works like it's as precise as my Zenith Daytona. It has never been serviced, never been opened. It's the original bracelet and everything. And yeah, it's also the start of the collection for him. So he started the business later.
So how many years you're in business?
So my father opened the shop in 2001.
Okay.
I joined him 3 years ago. And before that, he was in the jewelry market, but he was already trading a bit of watches on the side. And finally, in 2001, he decided to open the shop and be a watch dealer.
And as I follow you on Instagram, I saw that you were a certain while in San Francisco at HQ Milton.
Yeah, I worked in San Francisco at HQ Milton with Jacek and Scott.
Which is the best retailer in America, and one of the, well, it's renowned by GQ. And
so for me, Jacek and Scott are the best watch dealers in the world because they are super honest. They have crazy watches. So now they are separated because Jacek has his own website, Tropical Watch. Yeah. Scott still have HQ Milton, but yeah, I still work a lot with them. I try to go to San Francisco once a year, and yeah, we have a good relationship, and it was amazing to be their intern in San Francisco because they have so many great watches. You know, when we sell 2 watches here a day, they sell 10 watches.
With the market, America is quite bigger than Switzerland.
Yeah, it's so much bigger.
But now with the internet, we have no limit anymore.
Yeah.
You have one Davis watch in your collection, the Seed Roller, which is amazing through his patina. Tell me a little bit more about this one.
So it's a 666 Seed Wheeler. It's the second batch with the glossy dial. This one is from '85. And the funny story behind it, so I bought it from a dealer in Lucerne. And yeah, I used to buy some watches from him, and at the time he was taking like terrible pictures.
It's a dear friend of mine. Be careful. I'm joking.
And one day he told me, "Hey Stan, I have this watch," and he sent me a picture, but terrible picture. But I saw on the picture like a little bit of brown on the bezel. And I thought, yeah, it might be an interesting watch. So, okay, I buy it for the shop, so ship it. And the next day, I received the watch. I opened the box and I saw this body. Yeah, it's unpolished. It has an amazing patina, like deep yellow patina, the brown insert. And yeah, I just felt like I have to keep it for me. So I bought it for myself, and I wear it a lot.
The funny story as well behind this one is that I met the dealer you're talking about in Lucerne, and he proposed me that watch too.
Oh, he proposed you the
same watch, and I didn't know. I've always thought there was only the 666. The 666 was not in my mind, so I thought the 666 for a 666 has way too much patina. But then I found out that later on that there's a 666. They're way older, and they're allowed to have such a beautiful fading or to brown, which is tropical.
Yeah. And you see so many submariners everywhere. And I think that the silver has some special look, a different presence of the wrist, and it gives you a feeling of solidity that you don't find with the submariner.
True. I think as well with the you don't have the Cyclops.
You don't have the Cyclops too.
Like on the Submariner date.
It's very pure.
It's nice.
Yeah, nice presence.
Yeah. Let's come to the last two pieces, which are amazing and quite rare.
Yeah, quite rare. So for me, these two are my favorites from the collection. So these are Royal Oaks, the very first series, reference 5402.
Which was a game changer.
Which was a totally game changer, and for me, the best design ever on a watch. Still today, for me, it's the most beautiful watch ever. So yeah, at the time, it's been released in the '72 by Gerald Janta, who designed also the Nautilus, the AWC Ingenieur, and many more. So it was a game changer because of the size of the case. It was 39 millimeters, so quite a big watch at the time. A lot of angles when we used to see like round watches at the time. Fixed bracelets, so it was something so different from the production at the time. This particular example is an A serial. So the very first, because they've made 2000 A serial, 1000B, 1000C, 1000D.
So just 1,000 pieces.
So yeah, so in total 5,000 pieces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the A is not the rarest because they made 2000, but it's the most sought after because it's the first one.
Okay.
So they have a number from 1 to 2000 for the ACL. This one is number 1945. We bought it from the first owner who was born in 1945. So that's a cool story. It's all original. It's unpolished. You see many of them have changed crown. This is the original crown without the AP logo. It also features the original Geffer bracelet,
True.
Which I think you like.
I like a lot. I have it here, but in a bad shape.
And talking about the shape of the bracelets, I give you a small tip to check if the quality of the bracelet is still good. If you take the watch and you leave it like this, if it stands up by itself, it means that it's a very high quality Royal Oak.
If I have the budget for a watch like that, definitely I will first come to you. But I will definitely look at this if someone else will tell me one.
Yeah, They are expensive watches now because we all know that the Nautilus were super expensive, and now the Royal Oaks, they coming up at the same level of the Nautilus. And I think for myself it's a more interesting watch because it was here before, 4 years before the presentation of the Nautilus, which is not a copy of the Royal Oak, but it's inspired.
And Audemars took a lot of risk
to
release that, and apparently it was not such a success at the beginning.
Yeah, because it was too expensive for a steel watch with only 2 hands. At the time, we have a Submariner for 1,500. This one was 4,500, so it was much more expensive. So it didn't have the success at the beginning.
And I think as well the dials are stunning, this tapisserie dial. I don't know if it's the first time that the brand used a kind of a dial like this, but it's definitely something which is unique.
Yeah, and these are very fragile dials. So most of the watches has a lot of patina on it, a lot of service dials also. And these watches in good conditions, they are extremely hard to find. And that's why you can have a really big gap between a good watch and a terrible watch with service parts or a terrible dial. You can buy this watch, the same reference for 30,000, and you can have one for 90,000.
Yeah, and as well the shape is really fragile too, because it starts to be round because it's really edgy.
Yeah.
But honestly, this one, I never have seen something like this. And then in that condition, just a wonderful piece.
Yeah, it's a nice one. And yeah,
The twin brother?
Yeah, the twin brother. We have it also in yellow gold. So it's a little bit later because the yellow gold version has been introduced in 77, 78. We are not very sure about the date. This is also the first series because so I think in yellow gold only the 360 first watches have the AP logo at 6.
Okay.
So this one has, it's number 262. And yeah, it's also in really good condition, as you can see here. It has box papers for it. It has been bought at the Zurich airport in Turler in 1979. It has the original papers.
Which is impossible to buy a watch like this today at the airport at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. In that special period, I don't think they sell so many watches at the airport. Yeah, and it's great to have it in yellow gold. It's a nice pair, and these are very rare watches with the AP logo at 6. So as I said, only 300 to 400 watches.
That's nothing, huh?
That's
and
nothing,
probably a lot of them has probably ruined a little bit. Maybe not in the best shape. So to have one in such a nice condition, it's even
So the dial is not perfect, but it's honest. And yeah, we bought it for the quality of the case, the bracelet, and of course the set. That is for us. It comes from Switzerland. So it's kind of important for us.
And I think it's as well remarkable if we go back to the steel one, how little the box is, because I think today it's not anymore like this that you have such little boxes.
Why would you need a suitcase if you can have like a small box like this? If you buy a new Omega Spin Master at the boutique, they give you a suitcase. I don't know what you would do with it.
Go to the moon?
Yeah. I think you would need a bigger suitcase. But, yeah, you have a small, pretty box in leather. You put it in the safe. It's easy to store. Yeah, I think you don't need more.
True, I agree. So we're on the front of your beautiful store. And today you came with a really special bike. Tell me a little bit about your passion with motorcycles.
Yeah, so we have a bad passion for motorcycles, vintage motorcycles. So today I took out this one, which is an MV Agusta from 1972. It's a 350, so quite a small engine, but it's a race motorcycle, so it's very stiff and very fast. It's made to go very fast. We have it, I think, for 10 years, 5 to 10 years, and it's almost new because it has only 1,500 kilometers from new.
And where did you purchase it? Because it's quite rare to have it in this condition.
Yeah, I purchased it in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was, I think, walking with my dog, and I saw a guy trying to start the engine, and the guy was a bit a big guy, and I told him what's the story, and he told me, yeah, I had this motorcycle for 10 years, and I'm too big for it, it's not comfortable, and I said, okay, sell it to me. and yeah, we bought it. It doesn't work very often because it's it's very fragile. The engine has to be checked by specialists every 2 years, and it doesn't brake very well. The lights in the night are terrible, so it's it's only for a Sunday with the great weather.
No, it's definitely an amazing piece, and thank you that you shared us
yeah, with
your
pleasure.
passion.
Yeah, with
and,
pleasure.
Yeah, definitely till next time.
Yeah, with pleasure.
You guys agree with me that this collection was a stunner. I think the Royal Oak in steel was definitely the highlight of this collection. The twin brother as well is just a stunning piece. Stan is definitely the person to contact if you have questions for Audemars. As well, Ponti Collection is a store to visit when you are in Geneva. If you like this episode, please hit the like and subscribe button, and definitely till next time, ciao.